Alright, welcome to the video on finding surface area of a prism. So we've been working the past couple days on nets, right? So this is the net for a rectangular prism. And you have lots of different nets that look like the same rectangular prism. So it's all about taking a 3D shape and turning it into a one-dimensional 1D shape. So over on the left, you can see our formula for a surface area of a rectangular prism. It's the area of all those 6 sides, right? This is maybe A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. You add them all up together. So let's try it. Now let's draw the net. All right, so if I were to unfold the box, all right, I've got the bottom. Right, here's one side, here's the other side, and there's the top. So it helps put some numbers on here. So the sides, this is 4, this is 4. Alright, so that's the same here. And that would match this one too, right? If you think about it wrapping back up on top. And we've got a 6, right? The 6s are that side. And then the other side we're dealing with are the 5s. So looks something like that. Now we have to find the area of each of those individual shapes. So we'll call this one A1. So A1, right, length times width, and in this case 6 times 5, which is 30 centimeters squared. Right, so that one's done. Now A1 is the same as A2. So A1 equals A2. So A2 is also 30 centimeters squared. Okay, I'm on a roll. Let's do next maybe let's call this one A3. So we've got the bottom. A3, right, 6 times 4, length times width, 24 centimeters squared. A3 and A4 are the same. So we got another 24 centimeters squared. Right? Makes good sense. Last one, here's our A5 and our A6. They're the same. A5, 5 times 4, which is 20 centimeters squared. And A5 is the same as A6, so another 20 centimeters squared. So your job, right, we're going to take all of these 6 sides and add them together. So I've got 30 plus 30 plus 24 plus 24 plus 20 plus 20, and my final answer, let's see, 108 centimeters squared. Okay. Hopefully that feels pretty good. So let's turn the sheet over and go on to something that's maybe a little bit more newer, triangles. Right, so this type of prism is based on a triangle. So you can see here that our area of the formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Now in this particular question, this is your height right here. So this is your base, this is your height. Oh, I might be wrong. I think this is referring to your hypotenuse. So in this case, if we go back to triangle number 1, your base and your height. So our base in this example is 7. Right? Our height is 5. To find the area, 7 times 5. Right? And I'm going to get that number divided by 2. 7 times 5 is 35 divided by 2. And lo and behold, my area is 17.5 centimeters squared. Now, triangle on the right, little trick here. This is a right angle triangle. Look at this, A, B, C. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Sometimes you got to work a little bit harder. This is not your height. It says H for hypotenuse, not your height. So in this question, you'd have to find your height, and then you can go base times height divided by 2, right? Using that 7.5 squared. Okay, food for thought. So let's try this one down here. Now in this example, I think this correction was made on your sheet, right? That 2.6 actually is the height. So no trick. So it says draw the rectangular prism, or sorry, draw the net of the rectangular prism. So these ones I kind of like. Right, you got 2 triangles, they're a bit easier than the rectangles. And then you got 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, important to note, they're not necessarily the same. Okay? Really important. All right, let's see here. What time are we at? Oh, we're doing well. So this is easy, right? Those are my 3 and my 3. The bottom base here, 9 and 9. This side of the triangle, however, isn't 2.6. 2.6 is that height. So, we're going to have to figure out, here's 9 too, our unknown side, which is this pink part here, which is the hypotenuse of our 90-degree triangle. Let's check this out, right? So I'm going to take this triangle here, and if this is 2.6, this whole thing is 3, so that's 1.5. Here's my c. Let's see what we can do. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, it doesn't matter. 1.5 squared plus 2.6 squared equals c squared. I'm going to need my calculator to help me a little bit. So 1.5 squared is 2.25. 2.6 squared is 6.76. If I add those two numbers together, you get 9.01. So take the square root of both sides, and guess what? C squared is pretty much, or C rather, is pretty much 3. Alright? So, kind of cool. In this case, those 3's end up being pretty close to the same. So that's a 3, that's a 3. Alright? And let's see what we can do. Alright, let's start with area 1, the base. Alright, so here, area 1, it's a rectangle. Check that out, length times width. That's okay, you know what to do. 9 times 3, 27 centimeters squared. Now, let's take care of these sides. So in this case, they're all the same. It won't always be perfectly like that. However, A2 and A3, those guys are the same. So A2 is another 9 times 3 times width, right? A3, because it's the same as A2, it's also 27 centimeters squared. So we've got those 3 rectangles taken care of. Let's take care of the triangle ends. So let's call this A4, and we've got A5 over there. Right? A5, A4, A4, base times height, divided by 2. The base is 3. The height is 2.6. I'm going to find a number, hit equals on my computer, or sorry, on my calculator, which is 7.8 divided by 2. Remember, you got 2 of those, right? A5 is also 3.9 centimeters squared. All right, a lot of calculations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides this time to the total surface area. 27 plus 27 plus 27 plus the 3.9 plus the 3.9. Let's see what we get. All right, plus 27 plus 27 plus 27. Total surface area, 88.8 centimeters squared. Okay, that's how you do triangular prism. So, the last page on your sheet, I want to show you, when you have a test or a quiz, you're going to get this exact formula sheet, which is great, but you need to know how to use it. So what we're working on today are rectangular prisms right here, and there isn't a specific one for a triangular prism. There's a pyramid, but that's not what we just did. So we're also going to have to do the one for a general right prism, right? So it's a general right prism. So let's see if we can use those formulas. We can see what they are to answer the questions on the following slide. Just check the time. Okay. So let's do surface area for the first one with the formula rather than doing the net in the different sides. Surface area is 2 width heights, length heights, length heights. So 2 width times height plus length times height plus length times width. Alright, so you got all 3 combinations. So let's see. Right, we've got a 4 times a 6, and 9 times a 4, and a 4, a 6, 9 times a 6. Right, so depending with rectangular prisms, we talked about this in class, whether it's up and down like this or it's on its side like this, the length and the width get different names and different labels. So really you just need 3 combinations of those numbers. So everything in the bracket gets done first thanks to bed mass. Remember that you multiply before you add. This is 24, 36, right, and 54. So I'm going to add those numbers together. 24 plus 36 plus 54 equals 114 to 228 feet squared. Alright, that's using the formula. Alright, this one's you with the formula. So you can pause the video and check your answers on tomorrow's website to make sure that you're right. Okay, triangular prisms. Now remember, there isn't a specific formula for a triangular prism. So you can always unfold it and do the net. But in this case, right, we're going to try to use the formula. So formula, oops, sorry, I shouldn't say volume. I was just thinking, okay, surface area. So we look back up here. It's, oops, here we go, the sum of all the faces. So, right, there isn't a particular formula. We just have to find the sum of all the faces. So I'll do number 3 with you, and number 4 will be your homework. So we've got, I see 5 sides. Now, there's the bottom, right? There's your 10 by your 25. And we've got a triangle here. That's 10. And that's 10. Oops, that's 10, that's 10. These are 90 degrees. And then you've got the sides that are off of it. Now, we know that, actually, maybe I'll draw it up here just to make it a little bit more clear. Right, if that's 10, then this is 10. The tricky area to find is going to be, right, this one right here, which corresponds with our hypotenuse, right, of that 90-degree triangle. So, before we can do anything, got to find the hypotenuse right here. No big deal. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? 10 squared plus 10 squared. It's going to give me c squared. 100 plus 100, c squared. 200 equals c squared. Square root of both sides. 200 square root is, there it is, 14.1. So c is about 14 centimeters. So I can go back to the net that I drew. I can label in 14. And I am so good to go. Alright, let's do it. Here is my A1. So, A1, it's a rectangle. Length times width. 10 times 25. 250. Now, let's see. I got another 10 times 25. So this A2 is also going to be 250 centimeters squared. That's nice. But unfortunately, A3, it's not. It's got different dimensions. So A3 is going to be a 25 times a 14, another rectangle. So 25 times 14 gives you 350 centimeters squared. So all those rectangles are taken care of. Time to do the triangles. So I'm going to say A4, which is the same as A5. This is A4. This is A5. Base times height divided by 2. Okay. The base is 10. Height 10. Divide that by 2. And then there's 100 divided by 50 centimeters squared. Right? So equals, sorry, that looks kind of funny, 50 centimeters squared. So we've done it. It's time to add up our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Right? Area total, 250 plus 250 plus 350 plus a 50 plus a 50. So let's see what we get. Grand total of, oops, that doesn't look right. 1 second. 4. Too much. So, there we go. 950.